Hey guys, and welcome back to my Let's Play of the Crash Bandicoot n.sane Trilogy. Last time we completed the 4th tier and defeated Dr. N. spending way too long in Cold Hard Crash, but the problem is, that's not the only level in this game that I really hate. There is one other, and that is where we are going to be going to first. It's the final tier of levels, and it's a level I despise. Piston It Away. I mean, I love the name. Probably my favourite level name of any Crash game. But as you could probably tell by Aku Aku's hint, there is a death route in this stage. The problem is that this is a level that finishes on the death route, but you need to break all of the boxes on the death route as well as the main pathway, just like in Cold Hard Crash. Only this time the death route is only a small ways into the level. This level is another one that can take forever. Let's start with these things. These guys have horrible collision detection. There are times where I can jump right in the middle of them and I still take a hit. Right, and they come in 3 flavors. At first they just come like that. You simply have to jump on them. Later on we'll come across some that have their tentacles up all the time. You have to slide into them. And then after that you come across some which do both. They'll move their legs up and down. And this is where the level gets its name, Pistons. These things reappear in Wrath of Cortex, but they are much bigger. Right, so these ones you can either spin into them or slide into them. And this is what they'll be like for the remainder of the game. They go up and down, but timing can be a problem. And this is really where the collision detection comes into play. The only way of defeating these guys is to slide into them. I've got to say I really hate this level with the time trial. Cold Hard Crash really isn't that bad with the time trial, but this level, I really that this level. That steam is harmless, you don't need to worry about that. Yeah, so at first, with the exception of that, I'm walking on air. It's not so bad. But now it becomes bad. So we start with that. And the thing is, I'm going to kill myself. I'm going to have to lose Aku Aku, but I'm going to kill myself. Because what I always do is I jump on the death route first, so that it means that when I die on the regular pathway, it won't disappear. But unfortunately, you can't just go back onto the platform. It won't take you back. So now I'm going to have to kill myself, and now I have to do the main path without any sort of protection. I mean, I think there are well, you have this one, so you have that. You do have some protection. And now we got to continue down the path like normal. Save him. Do not attack him. When you step on those things, it will cause those things to fire out these weird electrical whatever they are. If they come in contact with Crash, they will hurt him. If they come in contact with Crash and he doesn't have protection, they will cause him to shrink in size. You can control him for a few seconds, and then he dies. Now, this is also a problem, because this is the absolute worst bonus room in the entire game. I am clipping through the crates because you can't really utilize the Z-axis that well. Oop, and that was a problem. In the original Crash 2, you could slightly maneuver Crash just to the side of these platforms, and that was enough to get Crash to move past the nitro crates just there. As we can see here, I can't move right to the edge like I could back then. And trying to make some of these jumps is an absolute nightmare. So there's this. But this jump right here is the absolute worst. Or you can just walk on the nitro crate like that. Problem is, that still isn't it, because I still need to now go back across that platform. Or now back over those nitro crates, I should say. The collision detection on those nitro crates in particular does seem to be a bit weird, but you know, I'm not going to complain about that. Happily going that way is much easier to do. So yeah, you need to make sure you don't break that bouncy box. And you need to get over these whilst they're jumping. Isn't that nice? And amazingly, I did it on my first try. That took me so many tries the first time. Okay, well that now acts as a checkpoint. So I may as well just skip that checkpoint and then just grab it on the way back. A few of these jumps are a nightmare, especially this one. One thing the game that... Oh, and I hit the checkpoint. Why did I do that? Oh. Yeah, if they hit you back, they will take a step forward, and they will knock you back quite a distance sometimes. They also reappear in Matter Cortex for some reason. You can jump on them though. And if you spin into them when they're not pushing it, you knock them back yourself. This is the sort of thing where I switch to the D-pad. And there we go. So, this is the one box that we needed to grab. There is nothing else back there. That is what we needed to do this for. The bonus route and one box. Now, one thing the game doesn't tell you about is that you can actually spin into those electrical things. I'm assuming you can do it in the original as well as a result. Because I can't think of any other way you're supposed to get past this. I mean, you can jump over them at first, but when you get to the end, you're not going to be able to. So you have to spin into them. You pretty much have to be spinning immediately for that one. In the original, again, you can utilize the Z-axis. If Crash is right on the edge of it, then for some reason it doesn't cause them to activate. I don't know why, but that is the case. Now, you're supposed to bounce off of this guy. But I think a well-timed slide jump with a tornado can also get you up there. And I believe there's no checkpoints on the death route, so I will have to go along to break that one box and then backtrack all the way here again. And there are some difficult to time jumps. Such as this one, for instance. You also need to go along this death route for the time trial. If you want to get the gold for the trophy or a platinum, you will have to take this route. You'll have to... I really hate it when they jump. Yep, so this is what I mean. We'll go back, but you really have to go... Yep, that's where all of the time boxes are, because obviously that's where all the boxes are. There's only one here. You can't go into bonus rooms in time trials. So you will have to take the death route if you want to get at least the gold relic. But anyway, I'm gonna cut back to the death route. All right, here we go. Oh, there is a checkpoint here. That's all right. Right, the collision section on these guys is really horrible. It's often what causes me to fail the time trials. I mean, it wasn't that; it was that thing right there. Trying to time that with that enemy up there was a freaking nightmare. Or it was this part. How did I just do that? And then there's this part. It is called a death loop, so I guess this is to be expected. Ah, see, that's where the collision detection can be questionable. The end of the stage was right there. But we've got the checkpoint now. So much easier to do. Yeah, that part is awkward. But this whole second part is awkward. Woohoo, that was close. Yeah. Yay! 69 out of 69. Why did... Of course. Of freaking course. Because I'm recording myself, it's going to cause... I try and say that I hate this level more than Cold Hard Crash. So it decides to it then decides, you know, I'm going to make this level easier for you. I bet it will do the same for Future Frenzy. Just wait. When we get to Crash 3, it's going to do the exact same thing. Maybe. Usually that takes me forever to do that level. I mean, it still took me longer than I wanted to, but that level is a pain. It pistons me off, it has to be said. So I'm just going to go straight, you know, I know it's level 25, but I can do these in any order I want. Spaced Out. This is supposed to be the final level of the game. You know, it doesn't have to be. It could be the 21st level of the game if you want it to be. But to get the second gem in this one, you need to have collected all of the color gems, which I have done. And you have these things which you cannot touch the side of. So let's try that again. Let's try that again. You can stand on this bit, you just gotta make sure you don't touch the orange bit. Just like those tripod enemies. Yeah, I don't think you can jump into that thing when into these pistons when they're actually coming down. But other than that, I think they are safe to touch. It's not like Wrath Cortex, where for some reason, if you touch the underside of the piston while it's still up, that for some reason causes Crash to just become smaller and smaller and then disappear. I'm guessing that's a programming error. I mean, Wrath Cortex was rushed, so it wouldn't surprise me. It's not. Okay, it's not to insanity glitchy, but it does still show signs of its rushed development. And this is a level that you will have to do twice if you don't want to backtrack. There aren't any boxes on the color gem path, so we don't need to worry about that. That was stupid. Yeah, there aren't any boxes on the color gem path, so you just need to worry about taking the main routes. There also aren't any checkpoints on the color gem path, and as we've seen, there also aren't any checkpoints before the color gem path. So you need to do it all in one go. But for now, I'm just going to take the main route. This is normally the last level I do, but I just decided to do it just because I already did piston it away. Normally it's jetpack levels I do first, because they're the easiest. Ooh, I'm surprised I made that. But I am not getting very far here. It's even giving me the pity max. See, now, on the previous one, that killed me when I landed on the, on that one, it killed me when I hit the tentacle. The collision detection on these starfish things is so bizarre, and it was pretty... They had weird collision detection in the original game too, and apparently they decided to keep it. I don't know why. Ah, what the hell? Yeah, I didn't think there was actually anything up there. It's the only one that goes down. I was thinking he was about to lift his tentacles. Why is there no checkpoint here? And there we go. Oh look, the checkpoint, of course, was right there. I'm just going to keep slide jumping over these because I don't trust nitro crates. See, like that. What the hell was that? He just imploded. Normally that just pushes them away. I think that one jumped. Normally that just pushes them away. That one just outright imploded. Are these like magical powers that pass on to Crash when he spins into those electrical things? Which I don't think are in this level. I think they're exclusive to piston it away. They really don't give you much space here. There we go. That's what they're supposed to do. The explosion graphic for the nitro crates does make spinning them into the nitros in the original more satisfying. Because those explosions look kind of pathetic. I don't know what the point of this window thing is though. They sort of bring this back in a similar way in Wrath of Cortex for one level. But it actually gives like a cool X-ray effect. I don't know why they... I don't know what the point of it is here. It's just something that's here. Oh, for God's sake. Right. Kill you. And there we go. Kill him. This level has more pistons in it than Piston It Away does. How does that work? Ah, this crafty Naughty Dog, very crafty. there's like, how many pistons have we encountered so far in the level that doesn't have piston in its name? Yeah. I don't know if you can actually go over those or not. I wasn't sure if you can actually get up there. Oh, hang on. Maybe you can't. That's kind of an annoying design. Oh, and I can just do that anyway. Oh, of course, I didn't save the Aku Aku mask. Why did I do that? Just wait, I don't know if you can go over those or not. Since they also jump, I'm not going to take the risk. It's just easier to do it that way. Ooh, I thought I was going to badly time it then and get killed by the explosion. I'm surprised I didn't, really. 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, stay. I don't care about the one for free. You get a preview of what you can expect in the level now. I don't. Okay, weird camera thing there. I don't know if the oh, they do exist here. I forgot. I don't know if the platforms always sent you back in Crash 2. I don't remember. Or if it was just it always faded to black. I know they took you back in Crash 3, but I can't remember for Crash 2. Ooh. How am I spinning that away? It's clearly hitting my head. Some nitro switch crates. Come back. Wrath of Cortex has similar looking platforms, but they don't actually hurt you. They just simply spin around. They flip over after a few seconds. And there we go. That's one gem is spaced out. We're gonna go for the other one. So you need to make sure you have all of the color gems. I don't know what happens if you are missing one. Like, if you can go into the warp room and then you're sort of stuck. Or if it allows you to backtrack, which it didn't do for the death route, so I don't know. Or if simply none of the platforms appear until you have every single one of them. I've never tried it and I never really want to. It's one of those things where I'm very curious, but I just don't want to take the risk. Especially when I'm just the kind of guy that goes after all of the gems as fast as I possibly can. Because this is actually a game where it is possible to gather everything before fighting the final boss. Because you could in Crash 1 as well, but you know that one had a bit of a weird structure at the end. But in Crash 3, you can't get all of the gems before getting to the final level. Because you almost could, but you couldn't get the final relic. That was the thing. But I think you needed all of the relics anyway, instead of just the gems. I believe that's what happened. You needed all of the relics and all of the gems. So you could only get like 29 relics. Alright, come on. These are the awkward ones. There is a lot of lives here. Of course, they're only here one time, but there is a lot of lives here. Right. The annoying thing about these two is they're not in sync with each other. So you have to wait one out until you actually have the time, and this can go on for a while. See, then I can do it, when they are in sync with each other. I'm pretty sure I was far away from that extra life, but I don't care. Ah, slightly missed time. And that's what happens. Alright. Let's try this again. Ugh. I mean, I have Aku Aku, but I'd rather save him. Never know when it's going to get more difficult. Not that it means anything against Bottomless Pits. Against Bottomless Pits, Aku Aku means nothing. Look at all these extra lives it gives me that are only here once. I mean, it's nice and all, but they're only here once. Whoa! How did I do that? Right, this is annoying. This is even more annoying. I want all of them. Because I'm greedy. I think that's it, because I don't think there's anything on the purple... No, there isn't. There's nothing on the purple gem path. I think Crash 3 has one, but I don't think this one does. No, this... I should say that this one doesn't, because it clearly doesn't. That's it. That pathway is, I'd say, more difficult than the death route in Piston It Away. Really, Piston It Away's problem is just getting back to the death route. That's the main issue with that one. But there's only one more platforming level left in the game. And I think that we will finish things off here. And we only have 3 levels left. 2 of them are jetpack levels and night fight. So, I will see you guys then.